Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Ever wondered what the biggest problem is when it comes to using the VLOOKUP or the HLOOKUP? That is definitely assigning the row number index and the column number index. Though we have the opportunity to assign the row and column automatically with the row and column function, but in order to do so, we have to align the value of the row index or column index in the same way, and in most of the cases we will not deal with such type of alignment or related data in our day-to-day lives. In this scenario, to make things easy, Excel provides another powerful lookup function which is called the XLOOKUP. And we can use XLOOKUP in a more simplified way for searching information and getting the result based on a given input. So looking at the data we have here, we have previously used this particular data to find information vertically based on the employee ID using the VLOOKUP function. So just to give a little recap on how we came about this unique employee ID. So all we did was we had to select this cell first, then we went to the data tab, and under the data tab we went to data validation, and then under the allow drop down we selected list and selected the source data, and we clicked on apply. So that was steps that we took to get the employee ID. So moving forward, we want to now make use of the XLOOKUP function to do what we did previously with the VLOOKUP function, but this time the XLOOKUP function makes it more simple and straightforward. So let's see how to do it. We are starting with the name, so we'll double click on this particular cell, then assign, or rather we provide the equal sign and then call our XLOOKUP function. And then provide some information. First, the lookup value. The lookup value in this case is our employee ID cell, that is the F4 cell. So we have to log this because we don't want the value changing as we drag it down for this designation cell. So we'll log this using the $sign. Then we provide a comma sign. So the next thing we have to do is to provide the lookup array that includes the lookup value or the employee ID. So we select the values from the first to the last, and we'll also log the values because we don't want them changing. So we're going to select the employee ID variable from the first to the last. So provide the comma sign as well. Sorry about that. So we have logged that and provided a comma sign. So the next thing on our list is the return array. That means what we are actually writing the information for, and that is the employee name. So we are going to select the value for the names from first to last, and again we are going to log that information. So we select the name variable, Ctrl plus Shift, the downward arrow, then we close the brackets, and then we hit enter. So we can see the magic that we've created. We've been able to use the XLOOKUP function to generate that. So let's go to the end of this cell and then double click. Okay, so the only thing we have to do now is to make some changes. That is, for where we have the names over here, we just change it to designation, and that will be fine. So let's go ahead and delete the information for the names, and then we'll select the designation. So as usual, Control Shift downward arrow, and then we press enter. So there we have it. So we've been able to use the XLOOKUP to generate these sets of information. So in such cases, we do not need to adjust the row number or column number. We just provide the data, and the XLOOKUP will automatically find the information based on the employee ID. So if we go ahead and say let's change the employee ID to something else. So here we have Les Peterson, who is an HR specialist. Then if we go over here, we have Mark Perez, who is a product manager. So with the help of the XLOOKUP function, we've been able to generate this set of information. So now we are going to dive into the more complex use of the XLOOKUP function. So far, we have used the VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP based on only one condition. But what if there were multiple conditions to find an information? In such cases, using the V or HLOOKUP becomes difficult, and the solution is the XLOOKUP. For example, we have the name, month, and sales, and based on the given name and month, we have to find out the sales amount. First of all, we are going to add drop downs for the name and month. So to go about that, as I said, we have to click on the cell where we want the drop down, and that is on the name first. So we'll click on that, and then under the data tab, we go to data validation. Then under allow, we'll go to list, we select list, and then under source, we are going to select the names. So after selecting the names, we click on apply, and here you can see we now have all the names of the employee. So the next thing is to do the same thing for the month. So click on the cell, under the data tab, we go to data validation, select list, and then our source is going to be the month. So Control plus Shift plus the downward arrow, and then we click on apply. So right now you can see we have all the months of the year here. So let's now write the function for XLOOKUP here on the sales cell. So first we provide the equal sign and then the XLOOKUP function. And then the next thing we have to do is provide the lookup value. In this case, our first lookup value, that's our first condition, which is the name. Then we select it and then we will lock it. So we have locked it using our $sign. Next is to introduce the comma sign. So the next thing we have to provide is a lookup array. In this case, is the names data. So we select it, but we do not need to lock it because we're not dragging it down for any other cell. So we select it and then we introduce the comma sign, and the next one is the return array. But the return array will not be the values of sales because we have to specify the second condition, which is the month. So for this, we have to call the XLOOKUP within the XLOOKUP function. That is a nested XLOOKUP or something like that. And then we assign the second condition, which is the month. So within this nested XLOOKUP, we're now going to assign the second condition, which is the month. So XLOOKUP, then we assign the month, and then we log this as well. And then we are going to assign the lookup array for the month, which is the month data. So select that, and then we don't need to log this as well because we're not dragging anything down. Then we put the comma sign, and the next thing is the return array. The return array, which means the search mode, that is what we are actually searching among like all the values. So to find the sales amount for the given month with the names, we are going to be selecting our return array is going to be the total, or rather the whole sales we have. So definitely the range of values will be all the values given in the sales information. So we select all of this, and then we close the brackets. That is for the nested lookup function, and then we introduce another bracket for the first lookup function, and then we hit enter. So there we have it. So for Michael Williams, in the month of June, his total sales was $2,803, as the case may be. So let's have another person. So let's go with Robert Jones, and let's select a different month, April. So his total sales for the month of April was $1,949 for the month of April. So we can now see the importance of XLOOKUP, how it makes everything more easier and more simple. So we've come to the end of our tutorial for today. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up, and do not also forget to subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, please do well to drop it in the comment section, and if you have any suggestions for upcoming videos, please do well also to drop them in the comment section. I will see you in the next video. Bye.